Good evening. Hello and welcome to All Things Sky Blue. I hope everybody's well this morning, this evening. Uh, I'm getting there. I'm getting tired. So, I'm getting there. Glenn's just come on and said good evening. Good evening, Glenn from the Sky Blue Hub. Hope you're well. Um, I hope everybody's well. Just come on to do, obviously, in my opinion, with. If you've got any questions or shout outs or anything you want me to do, please come on, and I'll try and answer the questions the best I can for you. I hope everybody is well and okay. First of all, as well, if anybody listens to the Twitter space on a Sunday night, you'll know that we mentioned about Lucy Summer. And that next year she's going to be running to do some fundraising for a lad called Josh that's got hyperage syndrome. It's a rare condition. Um, Obviously the link is out there. We will try and get it out there again for you to go and have a little bit of a sponsor and have a look at. Um, if you can do that, that would be much appreciated. Like I said, if there's any questions that you want me to answer, or if you've just got any comments that you want me to say, please come on and put them down there. I have just come off with a Swansea fan. So on the YouTube channel that we've got now, there is a new video out there that previews Saturday's game at Swansea at the Swansea Cup Stadium. Just had a nice chit chat with him. Really good lad, Barney. And obviously we were going through the his predictions and expectations for the season and how it was for him this summer with the transfer windows and stuff. Basically I'm just chatting about that really. So like I said, if anybody wants to come on and if you've got any questions, feel free to put them over. So obviously Josh has just come on. Hope you're well, Josh, by the way. Thoughts on the attendance for the Middlesbrough game? Yeah, I was kind of, I don't know really. I was happy. It was a good attendance, 24,000. So well supported. I think they only bought about 1,700. I think it was. So a lot of our fans were season ticket holders, which was good. I thought I was maybe expecting a little bit more, but I kind of get it. It was an earlier kickoff. People have got other things to do rather than maybe go up to the city. I thought in the whole, mate. I thought, it was a good attendance, and hopefully, we've got what 18,000 season ticket holders. I think we're on course for 25,000 every game. Hopefully, every home game. It'd be brilliant if it was, because it just shows the expectations that are being built around the club now as well. Is building up really, really nicely. Glenn from the Sky Blue Hub. Will we get a bigger crowd versus Sunderland? Yeah, probably, because I think they're going to bring more down. So we might even hit, core blind. Do I say it? 27, 28, maybe. I don't think it will be a complete sellout. But I think we'll be up there. I think it will be up there. I think it'll be a good gate because, like I said, I think they're going to bring more than what Middlesbrough did. Obviously we know the ticket prices as well for Sunderland. So whether that puts people off and they don't come, we'll have to wait and see. But I think it will be a bigger crowd than the Sunderland one. We live and die in these towns. How many more players realistically do you think we still need to bring in, and what positions? I'm thinking 3 to 4, centre back, preferably left centre back, possibly 2, central midfielder, and the Gus Void to fill, and a striker. Yeah, I still think we need another striker, so that's 1. I think we only need 1 striker though, because I think Robbins likes 4. You see, I don't think we need necessarily a left centre back. I think we need somebody on the right. because I think Latibodiere has cemented that left side, and then you've got Binks as well, and then you've only got Thomas in the centre and Fads. So I think it's a little bit harder, that one. Yes, the obviously the void left by Gus. We probably need two midfielders, in all honesty, to maybe try and cover what Gus did for us. So yeah, you're probably looking 3 or 4, but like I said, not necessarily a left centre back for me. Probably somebody with a right foot, because we have got Latti, who at the moment I think is absolutely brilliant, and I think is going to get better and better. I think Thomas is as well, but we have got Binks that can play on that left hand side. If obviously Joshua's just mentioned Kitchen, who's a left sided centre back. If we do get him, then that's that covered, and then Latti goes over to the right. I think Thomas comes into the centre. I think he replaces Fads eventually. I don't want to get, obviously Fads is brilliant and he's getting better with age, but whether he plays every game, is still up for debate, I suppose. Cade and Kimbo, thank you very much for coming on, buddy. Thoughts on Sakamoto so far? Yeah, I think he's been good. The cameo roles that he's come on for. He likes to attack, which is what we love to see. As he gets us off our seats. The only thing with Sakamoto that concerns me a little bit, and I've had this conversation with friends and other people as well, is I don't want him to be predictable, because as a clever defender, that centre backs are, or a left wing back or whatever it may be, if you notice, he does do the kind of the same thing. And I just don't want him to be that predictable that people are going to know what he's going to do, and then it doesn't really work for him. That's what I don't want. I still want a variety of different things happening, because he does that feint and then he goes down, or he does that feint and he crosses it with his left foot, So it's one of them. I just don't want him to be predictable. I want him to be, spontaneous and do things that we don't see to get us off our seat. But if you look at the likes of Salah and Benson for Burnley and people like that, they're predictable. You know exactly what they're going to do, but it's stopping them. And ultimately, if Sakamoto can do that, then it's about stopping him, and they've got to try and stop him. I just don't want him to become too predictable. You're your average Cov fan. Sorry, mate. Thoughts on Tom Cannon from Everton on loan coming in, rumoured doing the rounds? Yeah, I've seen that one a little bit. I think there are other teams in for him as well. I don't know. Look, we've been linked with that guy from Man United, that young striker as well from Man United. So it's one of them. Leeds are in for Cannon. I think they are, and I think maybe Stoke as well, maybe even Swansea. So it's hard. I wouldn't say no to Cannon, put it that way. But I still think that the majority of people that they're going to try and get in are going to be permanents, not loans. We've only got one loan so far. So I think, I think they're going to see towards maybe the last week to a couple of days. And then you might see a few more loans coming in. But until that point, I think they're still going to go after permanent signings. Sky Blue Sam, who's been the biggest disappointment so far? God, blimey, that's a hard one. I'm probably going to say Sims, in all honesty. I was half expecting him to kick on really, really well, and he's just took that little bit too long, really. Look, we're 2-3 games into it, aren't we? I'm being very critical. And I don't necessarily want to be, but you've asked me the question, and that's my opinion. Danny's come on. Hello, Danny. Hope you're well. Cannon on the way to Preston. Okay, so there's a lot of teams in for him, so it's hard to say. Danny's also said, left centre back, two central midfielders, and a striker plus maybe another number 10. Yeah, with the number 10, it's difficult really with the number 10. I think just because we've got O'Hare to come back, and you don't want to have three or four number 10s because two of them or one of or three of them are going to go to waste. Because you've got Sakamoto that can play there as well. You've got obviously Palmer that's playing out of his skin at the moment. Against Middlesbrough, he started off a little bit slow for me, but he worked his way into it, and that little flick that he did for Haji Wright to run onto was just something different. And the guy's brilliant. I can't wait to see more of him. But like I said, we've got O'Hare to come back. We've potentially got Tavares that might be able to play in that position as well. We've got a lot of options in number 10. Really, I don't think we need a number 10. I think we need a central midfielder to replace Gus, and maybe two. Obviously, people have mentioned on here already Callum Stiles from Barnsley that we've been linked with. He is one that I would like to see. In all honesty, I think he would fill a void. But again, I still think we probably need two. Just in case, Sheaf or Eccles gets injured. We probably need a little bit more cover in that central midfield role. Now, obviously, Gus has gone. Danny's also said Sakamoto is the best song I've heard in years. Yeah, it is. I think we need to try, as a group of fans, I think we need to try and get that the lyrics out there a little bit more. Just because, people over my end, I think I was the only one singing it really. Because not a lot of people know it. So I think we need to get them lyrics out there a little bit more as a fan base. Dan has also said nobody could stop Lee Jenkinson doing the step over. So the same will happen with Moto. Ronaldo the same with the step over. Yeah, look, I get it. It is about stopping them. And if we can stop them, if they can't stop him, brilliant. I can't wait for it because he will get you off your seat. I just don't want him to be too predictable. That's my point. But like I said, and like you've just said, you've got to try and stop it. That's the hardest thing. We live and die in these towns. Would love Cov to sign Jesse Bosch from William too. He plays the same sort of position as Hamer played for us, and could get him for a decent price. Think he would be an instant hit with this Sky Blue Army. Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen him going around a few times, to be fair. I don't know much about him, but I've seen little bits and snippets of him, and he looks good. There's no doubt about that. And I'm sure anybody that comes in to fill that void for Gus, is going to get a rousing reception from the Sky Blue Army. So yeah, Sky Blue Hub. Is Hamer in your FPL team now? No, he isn't yet. I'm trying to get him in, but it's hard because I don't, I think he will start, but whether he does or not is a different matter. And then it's if he hits the ground running. It's hard. I would like him in, and I am going to try and get him in somewhere, but I've got to try free funds up and lose somebody else just to get Hamer in. And I want to do well with my fantasy, so I might not do that straight away. I might get him in for a wild card or something like that a little bit later on. If he does well and he hits the ground running, and he's scoring goals and he's doing what Gus does, it's going to be hard not to put him in because his price will rise, I think, pretty quickly as well. Danny's also come on and said Everton want 1 million loan fee for Cannon. Yeah, I just think when it gets up to that loan sort of fee, I don't think we're going to do it, in all honesty. Josh has said, are you excited to see Perot on Saturday? I am, but I hope he does absolutely jack. And I hope Fads and Thomas and Latty, I hope Latty goes back to Swansea and has an absolute worldie of a game, because that will prove why that they shouldn't have got rid of him, and why we've got a great signing, which I think we have. But Perot's a different kettle of fish. Him and Yates scare me. Defensively, they don't, but that strike force scares me, and I just hope that we're up to the task. on Saturday. Brandon Hayes, hi Brandon, you okay? Sheffield bid for him today. I don't know whether can you come back, Palmer? Can you let me know, Brandon, who Sheffield had bid for? Is it Cannon? If you can come back on and let me know that one, buddy, just so I can answer the question on that one and let people know. We live and die in these towns. Where Sims is concerned, I think you have to remember how Sheaf was when he initially joined us on loan. Look at him now, on fire. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Oh, Brandon means Perot. Oh, okay. Joel Perot's Sheffield United have been for him today. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, I've just been speaking to a Swansea fan on the game preview again, which is on the YouTube channel, which you can like and subscribe to. Yeah, I didn't know that. If he's not in, if he's not in the squad, then even though they've got Yates, I think they will struggle to score against us. But I do like Perot. Brandon Hayes has also said Palmer over O'Hare all day long. At the moment, I would probably say yes. I think when they're both fit, fully firing, it's a hard one to call. I would probably go Palmer as well, just because his physicality. I think he's got a bit more upper body strength than O'Hare, but what O'Hare does on a day is just brilliant. He is gifted. He is a gifted player. And I can't wait to have them both back, because you might find that we play a box midfield then and have O'Hare and Palmer, and both of them fully fit, fully firing. That's a scary thought, and I'm looking forward to seeing them all together. Can't wait. Oliver Fox, hi Oliver, hope you're okay. Do you think Palmer could fit the Hamer role when Harry's back? Yeah, well, this is something that I've spoken to people about on our Twitter space and in private as well. Yes, I do. I think he can. I just think he's got that physicality, and I think he could do that role really, really well. And like I said, I've said it for a while now. That even if Hamer got injured, I think Casey could do that role really, really well. You've got Sakamoto. You don't necessarily need Callum back, even though it would be great. But I don't think you need Callum back, because you've got Sakamoto there. Play Sakamoto as a 10. Play Palmer as the Hamer role. Whether he works up and down initially straight away, he might have to build up his fitness to play that role, because it's box to box. I've got no doubt that he could do it, and I think he'd do a great job. Like I said, I've said it for a while. Brandon Hayes, Luca Connell is much better central midfielder. Yeah, I've heard somebody say that as well, Brandon. That somebody else is better. I'm presuming that you're talking about Callum Styles on that one. Brandon Hayes, Tatsu on the wing. Yeah, we've got to get all the lyrics out there. People need to start singing it more so it gets in their head. Brandon's also said, he's put the lyrics up. Thank you, mate. Tatsu on the wing. I'm not gonna sing it for you guys. Not a chance. But they're on there anyway. So have a look at them. You can thank me Sunday. Yeah, I will do, mate. I hope he scores. I hope he really does. Caden Kimbo, thoughts on the away shirt? Yeah, it's nice. I do like it. I prefer the home one, in all honesty, but I do like it, and I will get it eventually. So yeah, I like it. I like it. But the home kit for me is brilliant. It's something else. Yeah. Simon Gulliver. Hiya, Simon. You okay? Hope you're still listening to me. Who would you start up front on Saturday? Yeah, it's a hard one. Again, I think we've got to go with the same team. I would love Wright to start, and he might start. But I think he'll start in the same side, just because Wright as an impact sub at the moment is working for us and is scaring defenders. When you've got that kind of strength and physicality, and somebody that runs at that defense, I think, yeah, I think you start Sims and Godden, and use right at the moment for an impact. He's still finding his feet. Look, I know he scored a goal against Middlesbrough, but he's still trying to find his feet a little bit. And yeah, I think you start the same side. I don't, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's what I say. So Godden and Sims, to answer your question, Si. Danny White, do you think the club is leaking information on purpose? Yeah, we mentioned. I mentioned this on our Twitter space on Sunday, and I think they are. I I do. I really think they are. Just because you can't. Look, I'm not saying that they're stupid. They're stupid or anything, but you can't leak that much information by accident. It's got to be done on purpose. So yeah, I think they are doing it on purpose. To answer your question, I don't think you can. I don't think you can leak that much and something not happen and us find out about that. It's someone's been sacked because of X, Y, and Z reason. So I think they are doing it on purpose. Really, the first few, you start thinking, can't believe they're doing it, but you didn't hear of anybody getting into trouble, because that would have been all over, Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it nowadays. So I think, yeah, I think they are doing it on purpose. I think it's very clever of them as well, to be fair. Brandon Hayes again. Am I pronouncing it wrong then, mate? Because you've put a lot of E's on there. Proe. I'm going to call him Pro. Joel. Simon said, "And O'Hare all day long." Yeah. Again, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. Both fully fit is a nice option to have. That's what I'm going to say on that. But Casey just offers you, I think, a little bit more upper body strength and not not getting knocked over as much and getting look. O'Hare got a lot of fouls, didn't he? When he was playing, he was one of the most fouled players, but that's maybe because he hasn't got that upper body strength that Casey's got. So it's a hard one to choose. It's a hard one to choose. We live and die in these towns. That white training top is better than both kits, in my opinion. Excuse me. I don't know. The home kit is lovely. The home kit is really, really nice. I can't really complain about the home kit too much. The away kit's just, a standard away kit. It's nice. They've done a good job. The training top is nice, though, to be fair. That was probably my second favourite. But I do like having the home top and the away top. I might this year splash out for the training stuff, but I like the purple one last year. The purple one was great, and I wish I'd got that as well. To be fair, I can probably still get it somewhere, but not with the new training tops out. I like to have obviously the latest thing. Joshua's come on and said, any conspiracies on who's sitting behind Doug on Saturday? It's a hard one, isn't it? Because I don't think the photos really represent, or you can really see who it is. I know that there was a lot of thoughts that it was that new central midfielder. I think it's. I'm going to say Almanda, but I'm not sure if it is or not. Somebody can come on and tell me who it was or who we think it is. But yeah, I think it. Sky Blue Hub said Amman. Yeah, you're probably right. To be fair, it's probably absolutely nobody. But yeah, there was a lot of thoughts that it was that new site. Avanda, thank you. Cheers, Glenn. Thanks, mate. Avanda. But there's been a lot of other reports saying it's not and it's somebody else, and we don't know who it is. So yeah, Glenn's right. It's just a man. Danny said, "Are Hummel going to release an original kit next season without copying the previous ones?" It'll be an interesting one to find out, won't it? But I'm sure they'll do a good job, Danny, no matter what, pal. I know you're not a fan of the kits because they're just recycling old kits, but yeah, I think, yeah, I hope so. Hope so one day maybe, but we'll see. Caden Kimbo, have your expectations for the season changed after Hamer leaving? Probably initially before the Middlesbrough game, yes. But after the Middlesbrough game, they came straight back to. I think we're a top 8 side, in my opinion, with and without Hamer. With Hamer, we're probably a top 6, but we haven't got him, so it's irrelevant now anyway. But I still think we're a top 8 side, and we can push to get into that top 6. If we have an amazing season, we could even push into the top 2. But everybody's got to be on song each and every week. Excuse me. But no, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Were Cov that good or Burat bad on Saturday? No, I think we were that good. They created the chances. Yes, that I know they missed a few chances, but I think we were. I think we were the better side from me personally from start to finish. I wasn't, even when they had the attacks and they missed clear cut chances. I still thought I wasn't worried. I thought we were, I thought we could go up another level of gears, maybe even 2 gears. I wasn't worried at all. After on Saturday as the game went on. To start off with, I was, because obviously they've all been close games. But once we started playing, I thought we were brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, I've got no worries about this season. Where do you think we'll predict to finish in this the table this season? We live and die in these towns. Yeah, I think we're a top 8 side. The honest answer is I think we'll finish in the playoffs. I think we're good enough to finish in the playoffs. But we're definitely a top 8 side. Not even top 10 anymore. We're top 8. But I think we'll finish in the playoffs. Anywhere in the playoffs. 4th would be good, because again, it just shows that another level of progression. But yeah, playoffs easy. Well, not easy, but you know what I mean. Brandon Hayes, we live. Sorry, if we sign Styles, who's can mainly. Who's at mainly would you risk him taking Sheaf or Eccles' place in central? Oh, right, okay. I think it. Look, at the minute it's Eccles to lose. I think if we sign Styles and he's training well, I think he's more likely going to push for Eccles' place. In all honesty, I think Sheaf's is relatively cemented. But look, you've got the shirt until you haven't, and then it's yours to get back or yours to lose. But I think initially, I think it will be Eccles' place if we do sign him. Yeah. So Danny White said it's Doug's security guard behind him. We live and die in these towns said Evander is who people thought it was. Yes, that's right. He looked more like Brozier from Chelsea as opposed to Evander. Did he? Okay, I didn't know who he looked like, to be fair, mate. So I'll take your word for that one. Simon said, who is playing well and who, if anyone, should you bench, and what formation would you go with on Saturday? Tough away game. Yeah, it is a tough away game on the one hand, but then on the other, I'm only worried about their strike force. I think we'll score goals. I did say on the video with the Swansea fan that I thought it would be a close game, 1-1. Which, look, I'm happy to come away with a draw from there. But if we play like we played against Middlesbrough, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll definitely score goals. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily bench anybody. I'd start with the same side. So Wilson in goal, Latty on the left, Thomas on the right, Fads in the middle. Because even though he's good, Perot and Yates both, I don't think are that fast. So I think Fads would be okay. Maybe Binks coming in, possibly for maybe Latty, just because he's playing against his old club. But I think Latty's that type of player that he wouldn't care. He'll play for the shirt and he'll play for us. Yeah, like I've said before, he's a good player. But I think we stay with the same side. So Eccles, Sheaf in the centre, Casey behind, Godden and Sims, De Silva, who's really impressed me as well coming in, and Milan, because I think he's only going to get better. And like I said, I think bombing forward, going forward, I think we're fine. It's whether they can cause us problems. You know, if Fads, Latty, and Thomas are on it, I don't see them causing us any problems. But like I said, I would be happy coming away with a 1-1. Or a little 1-0 victory, that would do me. Brandon said the new cleaner. I'm presuming he's talking about the guy now behind Doug. Sky Blue Hub Glenn, hiya mate. Would you like to see a fan design a kit next season? Some of the ones done by Junior Sky Blues for a competition with Fab. Yeah, look, it's a novelty way of doing it, isn't it? And it's another way that I think Doug can be adhered to, and loved by the fans by doing something like that. I think that's a great idea. Whether it would happen or not, we'll have to wait and see. Because obviously Hummel have got to get involved and other things like that. So it's a little bit harder, really, to do. But yeah, I would like to see it, Glenn. Yeah, most definitely, mate. Obviously, it's got to be a nice shirt, and I know some of the ones that I haven't seen many, but there are a few that I wouldn't necessarily like. But turn them in. Look, shirts grow on you, don't they? So just because I don't like it initially, when I see it wearing and see it more and more, things grow on you. So it might be okay. Joshua has also said if you could sign one Championship player on loan for the season, who would it be and why? Do you mean Championship player or do you mean a Premiership player? Can you come back on in a minute? Send me one, Josh, of champion. Do you mean Championship or do you mean Premiership? Just let me know on that one. I'll answer that one for you. Danny said Swansea won't have a game. Swansea haven't won a game yet. All the pressure on them. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, defensively, they are leaking goals, and I think with our strike force that we've got at the moment, whether it is Godden and Sims, whether it's Sims and Wright, or whether it's Godden and Wright, and Palmer and Sakamoto and Milan and De Silva and Sheaf, and we've just got too much. I'm just really, really excited for this season, and I cannot wait for Saturday. I am going. My first away game. I did say I wanted to get to more away games, and this is the first one that I've been able to get to. I was away on holiday for Leicester, so I couldn't go to that one. But I'm hoping to get to more this year, and I can't wait to see everybody that turns up. Talk to me, come and introduce yourself. It'll be great to meet some of you guys as well if you are there. Sorry, guys. Danny, haven't won a game. Yeah. Simon's come on and said, who would you predict is getting man of the match for the up and coming game? I would like to say Sims. Sims needs a little bit of confidence. If he scores, a goal or a couple of goals, gets man of the match, I think you'll start seeing the best of him. Because I think once he starts scoring, I think he'll go. But if Fads is a rock at the back again, you can't argue with Fads or Thomas. It's if I'm going against with the Middlesbrough game, it could have been anybody because everybody played really, really well. I don't think there was a bad performance. Maybe Sims, if you like, if you're being ultra critical, but yeah, I think anybody could get that man of the match. I would like to see Sims get it just because I think he needs the confidence with it to boost him and show what he can really do. Glenn's come on as Sky Blue Hub. Sorry, when you getting honest, When are you getting Honest Russ back on the channel? Um, well, obviously the home games we do a from who we're partnered with the Anecdote sports bar at the CBS. I do a live feed preview in there, and I will get him back on then. Unfortunately, he didn't come on the Twitter Space. He had issues, unfortunately, but we will try and get him back on. So yeah, anytime, tell him anytime. We live and die in these towns. Two of the players to have a look at after this stream when you get the chance would be potential trying to bring in a centre back, Nemanja Stojic, and a central midfielder from and a central midfielder, Kings Kagawa. Both look okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will. I'll try and have a look at them. See what they're like. To have a look, and yeah, I'll let you know. Cheers, buddy. Joshua James. So you want the championship player? Okay. Any championship player on loan? It's a hard one. I'd probably go Matt Grimes. I haven't even mentioned him, to be fair, for Swansea. I do like Matt Grimes. I think he could play Gus Hamer's role really, really well as well. And if we could get him on loan, I know we haven't been linked with him, but you've said any championship player, so I'd probably go Matty Grimes. I know you were probably expecting me to say Joel Perot or Yates or somebody like that, but no, Matty Grimes. Look, there's not many championship players that I don't think that I would have that could come straight into our side, in all honesty. I think with that not that good, but we've got that potential to be that good. That I don't think anybody walks into our side anymore. So yeah, I would probably say Grimes, mate. Danny White, what did you think of the new Premier League season tickets? Pity they still haven't fixed the toner so you can read your block number. Yeah, the honest answer is I've sent a tweet to Coventry City actually today, and I haven't received my season ticket, and I haven't received my ticket for Saturday. So I've sent them a tweet to find out if they've got any other information for me. So hopefully I'll find that out tomorrow. But I have seen some of the ones, and I know they are still quite dark, and you can't see some of it quite well. But I'll have to wait until I get mine to hopefully say on that one. Dan has also said 4 or 5 more players coming in, plus O'Hare back. Frightening how good this squad will come at the end of the window. Yeah, obviously, yeah, we still need a few more. You won't see the real O'Hare, I don't think, until January anyway, because even though he comes back and is training and whatever else he may do, even with a ball, I know he's not even doing that yet, but he. You're not going to see the best of him until January, I don't think. But yeah, it's frightening to think, hopefully, when everyone's got a full pre-season, we might be in the Premier League by then anyway, for next season. But if we're not, and we keep that core group together that we've got, we've got to be favourites, to be in that top 2. Really, I think that's where you've got to be aiming for. We're a top 8 side at the moment, but if we can keep that core for next year, if we don't go up, it's going to be good. You're an average Cov. Fran said, if we didn't sign another player and kept current squad and transfer window closes, would you be happy with that? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't see why not. I think it's been a good window. I'm happy. We let 9 players go. I think we've bought 9 players in now, 9 players, with the likes, of O'Hare coming back. The only issue that you've got is that central midfield role, I feel, really, just because obviously we have lost O'Hare. Sorry, not O'Hare. We have lost Hamer. and we could be quite weak in there. We could be found out if we don't plug a couple of gaps, but I expect there will be. I'll expect that there's at least another maybe 2 permanents and then 2 more loans to give us 3 loans, and then we'll see what we do in January. But yeah, if it ended now, I'd be relatively quite happy. It's just depending if you get any injuries and things like that that you can't account for sometimes, really. But we'll have to wait and see. Sky Blue Hub. Are you off to watch Jack Burrows at Lincoln? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go and watch him, but I will keep up to date with how he's doing. There are other people out there that like him and have put stats up and things like that on Twitter, and he's starting. He's getting 90 minutes. I just want to know that he's doing well and that he's going to come back a better player. Because I think he deserves it, and I think he deserves his chance to fight for a Coventry place. And I think a loan this season might be the best thing for him, especially League One as well. I think he'll be good. Simon said first goal scorer for Saturday. Sky Blue Hub says I fancy Thomas to score. Look, you'll always get probably more for your money if you go for a centre back. Fads would be a good option. Maybe even Latti against his former club. That might be a good shout. Latibodiere, you'll probably get good odds on that one. But I think you've probably got, if Hadji Wright starts, go probably Hadji. But yeah, go for a centre back or a striker. I know I haven't really nailed it down for you there, so apologies, mate. But if I was going to say somebody, I'd go Latti to score against his old club. We live and die in these towns. The Championship player I would want would be Hyam back 100%. Yeah, I can see why you would say that. And I wouldn't turn you down if he did come back. I don't know where he necessarily fits now, really. He would probably go into that into the Fads role, if you like, and play Thomas and Latti. But again, you've still got Binks there. Binks is a quality player. And I just think, yeah, I wouldn't turn you down for Hyam to come back, but I think we need to fill that midfield role more than we do at the back now, for me. Sky Blue Hub, in all seriousness, he played very well last night on his full debut, and that's Jack. Yeah, like I said, I have seen stats for him, and I've seen the report for him as well, and I heard that he did play well and he did look good. So yeah, I can't argue. Can't argue with it. And like I said, I hope he comes back a better player, and I think he will. Sky Blue Hub looks a good move so far. Yeah, totally agree, mate. I think it was the right move. I don't want to look, even when Tavares comes back. I think Tavares is going to go out on loan, and I don't want him to go to a League Two or lower or over to Scotland. I want him to go to League One because he needs to get up to speed in the hustle and bustle of a good. Lincoln would be a good move for him as well. To be fair, I think because they're going to be up there somewhere. So yeah. Maybe even Notts County, go with Jody Jones, maybe. Danny White, Coventry now the new Brentford and will eventually be the Brighton model. 2 assets now, we have 5 or 6. 1 sale each season finds multiple deals and we keep growing. Yeah, totally agree. I don't mind the Brighton and the Brentford model and things like that. I don't mind it at all, but I still think that sometimes you've got to keep, at least for one season, maybe keep the core together, and that gets you there as well. But that's just me. Oliver Fox, hi Oliver. Seeing that you've just come on, you okay, buddy? If you can bring in one realistic midfielder, who would it be? Well, I think, to be fair, I think he might have just signed for you guys. Not you guys. For Swansea. and that was the lad from Arsenal, Charlie Patino. I think he could done a really, really good job. He was okay at Blackpool. I know he had a little bit of a red card. I wouldn't want to say a red card issue as such, but I know he picked up a few yellows and a red and stuff. But yeah, Charlie Patino, I think he looks good as well. Danny White, Tyler Morton, I think on loan. We won't pay the Styles fee. Yeah, maybe. Again, I don't know much about Tyler Morton, in all honesty, buddy. So I'll take your word that is all right and that is good enough to play, or whether he might be just a backup. You'll have to let me know what you think on that one. Sky Blue Hub, Hamer on debut for Sheffield United. Goal, assist, booking or sending off. What's your pick? I'm going to say none. I'm just going to say that he gets through the game really, really well. Doesn't look out of place, which I don't think he will. He might pop up with the odd goal. He could come up with an assist. I think he'd come up with a goal more than an assist. He'll probably get a booking. He won't get sent off because I think them days may be behind him slightly. I think he did well. But look, the Premier League's a different... But I don't think he'll be out of place. I think he'll be fine. I think they play Friday, don't they? I think so. So yeah, look, I will try and watch that and see how he does. Joshua James, thoughts on the new look concourse at the CBS? Yeah, like it. I like everything that they're doing at the moment for Cov and in the stadium. The changing rooms and everything, and that concourse and all of that, yeah, is looking really, really good. We're starting to look more professional. The seats, the leather seats with our emblem on and stuff. Yeah, looking really, really good. I just like the stadium to be ours. That would just put everything, the icing on the cake. That if they would just sell it to us and let us have it, that would be lovely. I don't know whether they will or not ever. But that would be, to have your own stadium has got to be the ultimate goal, I think. But yeah, we're all going in the right direction and we're all looking good. Sky Blue Hub said, not sure Morton is good enough from speaking to Rovers fans. Yeah, again, like I said, I don't know much about the lad, so I'll have to take it from, you two can argue that one out when we meet again. On that one. Sky Blue Hub also said, wouldn't mind Florini from Man City on loan, who was at Blackpool last season as a midfielder. Okay, again, I'm not sure on him, buddy. Don't know much about him either. So, again, I'll take your word for it on that. So, on that note, just had one more come in. We live and die these towns. Slowly becoming a football club again. Once on the verge of folding, look at us now, stronger. Yeah, most definitely. Doug King coming in and buying 100% of the club has just been a revelation. Look, we know the issues that Sisu had to start off with. I think, but towards the end, I know they couldn't invest in us or didn't want to invest or whatever reasons were. It was harder, but. Look, Doug King coming in has just been a breath of fresh air for everybody. Yes, he's made mistakes. Yes, he's slightly gone back on things, which is good for us. But yeah, it's breath of fresh air, and I can't wait for for everything going forward. It's just been brilliant. Sky Blue Hub, good show again, Stu. Thank you very much. Enjoy the game on Saturday. Hope for the 3 points. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much, Glenn. Thank you to everybody that's come on and sent me a message. Much appreciated. Just remember, this is live on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. There is a preview with a Swansea fan as well from you, Jack podcast, which is a good listen to as well. Just before I do go, I just want to reiterate as well for Lucy Summer. that next year is going to be running to raise money for a lad called Josh who suffers with a rare condition called hyperage syndrome. He has a life-threatening operation coming up, and she needs your support. And please share and like and donate as much as you can. So all thoughts are going out to you, Josh and Lucy. Fingers crossed that you hit your target. I'm sure you will. The Swansea fan cast as well, just to let you know, that have asked for the link. So hopefully you might be getting more donations from there. Fingers crossed and touch wood. Danny White just come on and said, Gunners to score first Saturday, 1-1 draw. Thanks, Stu. Great live. Cheers. We live and die in these towns. Danny White says bye. Simon says, thanks, Stu. Enjoy Sat. Get the puppy. Not a chance. That's an inside joke. Right. Thank you very much. Again, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll all speak to you soon. Bye, guys.